Great.
All right, ladies and gents, thank you again for allowing us to come to your cell phone or your laptop or computer screen on James's case, one of his three monitors there. Today we got Kyle Brown of the Brownsville Cutters hosting. Along with me is Anthony King for the Commissioner's Corner. Again, this is the BARB 2021 Managers Interview, where we're actually going to initially break down the questions of the initial votes we got going before the season, and then pass it on to Mr. Anthony King for some commissioner questions and back out to the surprise question. But before we get going, any initial words there from there, the Brownsville managing staff there?
Salud. Hey, what's going on, fellas? I've enjoyed the series. We'll call it a series so far. The series of releases that you've had, and yeah, hopefully the interview I do comes out half as well as the others I've seen. So good job so far, and I'm enjoying it.
You guys are the star of the show, so I'm glad everybody's enjoying it. All right, so Kyle, with your permission, I'll get through the questions. I'll remind you of your answers, and then you let us know if anything has changed after the draft, both the BARB original draft and the free agent draft, right?
Absolutely.
So obviously, let's see. The first question was, if not your team, who do you see winning the BARB title this year? To that, you answered, this is the year all his careful planning and priest-like patience pay off. You were referring to Bronze, now Fresno gatekeepers. So surprise answer there for everybody. Not even Anthony knew that one. But has that changed or still the same after the draft?
You play in a league like this and you just want to see the right people get rewarded, for their efforts and all the hard work they put in, the Zen-like patience that you see out of a guy like Ron, just slowly, working in the shadows and making things happen from afar. And hey, I mean, he's got a full pitching staff this year. He's got a bullpen. He's got 9 position players, and 8 position players, and all that stuff's going on. So should be fun.
Whoo, shit. Man, the truth is making me cry right there.
We all thought it was Ron answering for himself.
Yeah. Surprise, everybody.
I'm rooting for him, man. I'm rooting for him.
I'm not.
In one way or another, Ron makes the league go around. I think we all kind of know that in the back of our minds. So I'm rooting for him. I'm wishing him the best of success.
Tell you what, though, I'm gonna sneak in a little bit of a question there, not so much, but just in discussion with other managers, we noticed that it's been 4 years, so you had 90 plus wins, and you don't feel like you're right there because a lot of managers do kind of have you up there. So, do you see yourself up there also for it?
I mean, I think I'm there, but if I've learned anything, the twist of fate from injuries can play such a huge role that I'm not going to make any assumptions. I'm just going to, kind of monitor things as they go along. And then, something I've learned from watching the success of Hatfield and Chris and Andrew, obviously that triumvirate. If you're standing in the place that you want to be mid-season, then go for it, and that's just kind of how you have to play it. But I mean, if you're looking at game 1 of the season, then it's kind of anyone's game. Everything's up for grabs, but you really just kind of have to assess the situation, at that All-Star break, figure out where you're at, and if you need to push chips in to make a move, then do it. So I'm just kind of reserving judgment on my own team until I see, how things turn out, midway through.
Gotcha. A little bit of that Texas Hold'em experience then coming in.
Yeah. I mean, Scott's pretty vocal about it. He's mentioned it, a number of times that the All-Star break, a couple of carefully calculated trades can make all the difference. And I mean, I think he's totally right. Obviously, he knows what he's doing. He's quite good at it. So I mean, that's all there really is to it. You know, everything at the start of the season, you know, is what it is. But we have to see where the dust settles, you know, kind of midway through, and if it makes sense to push even more chips in and empty the barrel, then go for it, you know.
So a little advice there for the gatekeepers, and you got people rooting for you that don't let them down.
I ordered a jersey and a hat, Fresno Gatekeepers hat. They're on the way to the house. So, yeah.
Comment there if you're available for autographs there, Ron.
Jesus.
Cool, man. So question number 2 was, who do you see as the season's dark horse? You mentioned you like the way Santa City and Clovis have set themselves up for to surprise people this year. Both are moving in the right direction and really just need a strong draft to sneak up on everybody. Has that changed at all since the draft or not? I mean, I was sneaked up on during the draft. And, you know, even though I'm happy with my draft, but it's your point of view. Where do you think these teams are at?
Yeah, without embarrassing you too much. Yeah, that was bad. That was definitely bad. That was an unnecessary risk, to be honest with you. But still, I mean, I don't think that you're in a horrible spot now. I mean, I think you're still in a good spot. But yeah, that definitely came up and nipped you in the backside a little bit there. And I think that you and I think you guys both had pretty good drafts still. But you know, some of those blue chip players, you want to keep on to them if you can. I mean, that makes the difference. So that hurt, man. That definitely hurt.
And I think you're talking about the Wheeler move.
Yeah, the Wheeler move for sure.
Yeah.
The move that shall not be named.
Yeah, no, that was the move that everybody's bred this. I just heard the what? What are you doing?
It was definitely rough.
Gone. I had to take a chance. Man. And Jay, I'll remember the whole season. I'll remember that. Please, on your interview, explain to me why the hell you would draft a guy that has Tommy John surgery, Dakota Hudson, and open up the floodgates of well, we know what happened there in the last round. Cool, I appreciate the answer. So last question was, you know, who do you see underperforming or just simply not meeting expectations? I think you're just basing this answer on what you mentioned earlier, but you mentioned Brownsville will have 17 pitchers go under the knife for Tommy John surgery, and half of the real life 900 OPS guys will be bobbing up and down around the BARB Mendoza line by All-Star break. So, hey, at least you're looking at the same start. You know, All-Star break is going to be a determining factor.
Injuries, man. That's been the tail of my team for a while now, and yeah, you know, I figure if I just keep pushing past, I mean, one of these years I might survive the injury bug. So that's the goal. And like I said, if I need to add some reinforcements at midseason because I've had some luck to that endeavor, then that'll be the move. I mean, I think I'm in position to be a 90-win team again, and you know, carve out a role in the playoffs. But you know, it'll take a little bit of luck from the injury gods and probably some reinforcements here or there where some cracks begin to show. You know, mid-season. So that's it, man. I hate to keep repeating myself, but that's I guess you could say I'm focused on that philosophy right now. That's where I'm at. I'm not moving off it.
No, that makes sense. I mean, it almost seems like a boxing match. You don't want to leave it up to the judges, but you're ready to kind of go the distance. And if you need to pull that knockout punch, you'll go, you know, balls to the wall those last 3 rounds or something. So cool. Good answers. Appreciate your time, man. I'll pass it on to Anthony for the commissioner's corner here and the 2 questions.
Absolutely. Hey, and I did like your draft, brother. I did, man. I mean, I texted you at least what 3 or 4 times during the draft saying, "Good pick." That's somebody I had on my radar too. I mean, I was right there with you.
No, we're good. It's one of those things. I think everybody knows. I'm willing to move players, so
Yeah.
I won't hang on so tight.
All right. So we've got 2 questions for you from me. Luis and I came up with 2 questions for every owner. They're all the same. You've watched the video, so you know them by now. I'm sure you've had some time to think over your answers. We've got first one. What do you see as your team's biggest strength and your team's biggest weakness this year, whether it's team construction based or gameplay based? Or
I think I pushed a couple more resources into having a stronger starting lineup and starting rotation as far as rolling the dice on Stanton and Darvish, and the dynamic of that, the reflexive dynamic of that is that I'd lost a little bit of my depth that I've held on to over the years because of the injuries. The cheapo sub 2 million sub 2 mil salary pitchers that can fill in as your number 4, number 5 if you really need them to. I mean, I used to go 8, 9 deep with that so that I could have a Brett Anderson, nothing super sexy, but a Brett Anderson fill in on short notice for you. And give you 4 runs in a BARB game, and if you have enough offense to still win that game. But I sacrificed some of those guys this year. I think I have some younger guys that moved in between May and Tristan McKenzie, and crossing my fingers, Ohtani, if he can throw some innings for me.
you got quite a few guys like that.
Yeah. Hopefully I replace some of those graybeards with some of the young guys, but it's just hard to count on the young guys. I mean, as far as the 2020 season having such truncated numbers that you're drawing from, and then you're just going to have the first half of 2021. So, like, for example, Ohtani literally threw like 1 3/4 innings in 2020. So that's going to be one of his seed numbers. But dude, he gave up, I want to say 7 earned runs in like 1 3/4 innings. So he's going to have to be like a 2 ERA guy, for the 40 some odd innings he might amass in 2021 in order to make up for that real short amount of time that he spent with the 7 earned runs in 2020. So, I mean, it's just total gamble. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so I did lose some depth this year. But hopefully that's offset by, like I said, Stanton staying healthy and producing, and Darvish doing what he needs to do, and some of those other things. So I went a little more star heavy and a little less, blue collar players who could fill in a moment's notice.
Mm-hmm.
And I must say, I'm glad Darvish is on a good team that can use him, because as you see my injuries, and it's like I gave you Darvish and you gave me all the injuries.
That was part of the trade.
Like my whole infield is out.
Yeah.
So I'll carry that flag for this season.
Although that was a good quick answer. He answered both parts of the question in one. That's how we like to get things done. It shortens the video time. Second question, less BARB related. If you were a MLB player, what player would you try to maybe model your game after, or what player, previous or current, would you say would most resemble the game that you would want to play?
Yeah, man, that's easy. That's the say hey kid, Willie Mays. I'm lucky enough to meet him a couple times, not personally, but at baseball card conventions when we were kids. My dad would take us to baseball card conventions, and we do the autograph thing and all that. Like he'd autograph like a photo and all that good stuff, and we were able to do that with him a couple different times. And he was easily, between him, Muhammad Ali, and I think I'd put Bob Feller up there, the 3 nicest dudes that we met, bar none, during those days. And we did that quite a lot. Pete Rose was a scumbag. Ted Williams is a total dick. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, Ted Williams literally didn't even pick his head up to look at us, rolled the ball across the table that he had just freshly signed, like smeared the ink on the ball, like didn't even give us 2 seconds notice. But Willie Mays, Muhammad Ali, those guys are just absolutely amazing, would take all the time in the world out for you, you know. And I just think it's super cool that he, you know, remains an icon with the Giants and is willing to spend time with the team. And then obviously you have the kind of the socio-political aspects of, you know, the, you know, basically being a ball player who was kind of, you know, endangering the pride of Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle during those days, being a black ball player who was, you know, right there threatening, you know, the pride of all those guys during that time, and taking what that, you know, I'm sure must have come across. And as a Giants fan, I've heard Barry Bonds talk about that more than a couple times, about his distaste for you know, the media, because he was actually there and saw that, you know, with his old man and Willie Mays, and saw some of those transgressions. And I don't know, man, I just have all the respect in the world, and obviously on the field as well, pretty darn good ball player. So I put him right up there. That's the guy, and it helps that it's my dad's favorite ball player too. So.
All right.
Good answer.
Yes,
hey, you know what? I think we're talking about with New England, James, is probably Ted Williams is so bitter towards fans because of the Red Sox fans themselves made him that way. I mean, a guy like Ted Williams getting booed and like bad-mouthed in his own stadium. I mean, that's only Red Sox fans.
Splendid Splinter. I mean, dude, hell of a hitter. You know, I read his hitting book and some of those other things, and I mean, that guy, you know, hell of a hitter, hell of a ball player, no doubt. Just kind of a dickhead in real life, to be honest with you. That's my 2 cents. But yeah, Kevin Mitchell wasn't that cool either, which, you know, broke my brother's heart. I was a Will Clark fan growing up, and my brother was a Kevin Mitchell guy. And Kevin Mitchell had places to be, that's for sure. On the day he was there selling people's autographs, you know what I mean? Jose Canseco didn't even show up, dude. That's not even a joke. Just straight up stiffed everybody. Yeah. Didn't even show up, you know. McGuire was cool. You know, yeah, he was like literally like drinking a shake while he was signing stuff, you know. Now going back, you have no idea what was in those shakes, but
don't say that to Canseco.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
he knew.
Might light a fuse. He might show up after all.
Yeah. Was he sitting sideways, just recovering from the shot?
Oh man! All right. Well, that's it for me, and we'll pass it back to Luis for your final question. Then the wrap up.
Yes, sir. For your surprise question, and I'm actually gonna need a little bit of help here from Anthony. Yes, a little one that you haven't surprised for. So you'll see Anthony pop something up on the screen here to share his screen. That way I can shoot the question away. It's Sunday. We'll make it a nice, soft, easy question.
Where is it? Hold on. Uh-oh. Oh no.
Two girls, one cup? What is that?
Hey man, hey. Let's calm this down, man. Okay, hold on.
What are you doing in that position, Anthony?
Dude. All right.
That Dodgers-Padres game got you nervous.
Yeah, we just lost. So thanks, Luis.
So what's up, Luis? Were you able to go to you went to a ball game earlier this year, right? You went to a Padres game?
I was trying to get in the Padres game, but when I found out that no, it was $172 to sit in the nosebleeds. And you couldn't even get into the team store unless you had a ticket for it. So we found a bar on the rooftop that you could sit on there and just watch the whole game.
Out left, you're talking about out in left field, right?
Yeah, out in left field. And there's a hotel where you can go up to the rooftop and I think it's one of the Ramadas is right by there, and you can see the whole.
Here we go, Luis.
There you go.
Sweet.
All right, can you see that? You see that good?
I can, yes, absolutely.
Okay, so here's the question: if you could save 3 of these films, you guys might have seen this on Twitter or somewhere else already. Which of the 3 movies would you save? Because the other ones are done.
Only 3? This is a tough question for anybody.
Only 3 questions.
What's the question?
So if you can only save 3 of them, which 3 of these movies would you save?
If I could
The other
save
ones would,
them?
like, yeah,
Yeah.
they'll stay on film. The
You
rest
you
would
you you
disappear
pick
forever.
pick 3 movies, and you can't. There's the rest of them. Let's say they're gone from existence. No more.
From history.
Oh
That's
man.
it.
Okay.
From everybody, not just yourself, from everybody.
Dude, I mean, it's automatic. The Sandlot and The Natural. I mean, The Natural is like my favorite movie ever growing up. Sandlot and The Natural, 1, 2, easy. It's hard. It's hard to say no to The Bad News Bears. That's tough right there. And then Major League. There it is. That's not that hard then. Sandlot, Natural, Major League. Bada boom, bada bing. Done story. That's it.
For the record, that's pretty close to what mine would be as well. I'm Sandlot's my favorite movie, so I'm taking them. Major League, you always need to laugh, so I'm taking Major League, and I'd probably have a rough time picking between like Field of Dreams and The Natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice question for everybody to comment.
Bill Durham's great, but I mean, I like the magical time of my youth as a 15-year-old. I wasn't getting all the sex jokes, you know what I mean? So like that was a little over my head at that time. I appreciate it more now, but you know, a little bit. I mean, dude, Bad News Bears is awesome. Anything with Tom Selleck, just like chest hair hanging out, you know, like Mr. Baseball in it, right? How come they don't got the Bernie Mac movie up in here though? What's up with the Bernie Mac?
Mr. 3000.
Mr. 3000? What's up? Come on now. Killing me with that.
I'm sure there's also everybody else can comment on which would be the 3 movies there on the channel. Just let it be known. Then we'll have one of those movies that we used to have in elementary. Whichever gets both of the most, we'll put that one out for you. Cool, man. Well, that's gonna wrap it up. Anything else from you, Anthony?
That's it for me.
Any last words there, Kyle?
No, man, had a good time. Thanks for the interview. Thanks for the laughs, and best of luck to everybody this season.
You got it. All right, guys. Appreciate your time again. We'll be seeing you on the next session. Have a good one.
Appreciate it.